All right, folks, with this West 2 first warning weather update, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Benalfi. Boy, I'll tell you what, we have a ton of activity out there in the tropical Atlantic right now, so we're going to go over that. Plus, Sunday, you may have some outdoor plans. I'll show you where the rains may venture on in because of a tropical wave down across the Florida Straits. What that's going to do for your Sunday plans, all straight ahead. Let's begin now with a live look in across the tropical Atlantic there, full wide perspective showing you that we have Nancy Cruz, Maria Sophia, what we call a full house. 5 areas of interest, 1 depression, nearing a second depression there in the red off the coast of Africa there. So a lot of ground to cover. We are going to do that and I kind of give you a full complement, full suite of things that we like to look at when we're talking about things that are ongoing in the tropics. So hang with me on that. Let's begin now here, first of all, with a breakdown of what each feature is doing and where it may or may not be headed as we go through the next couple days. So let's begin with the area closest to home with the 8 o'clock tropical weather update. We now have a 50% chance of developing over the next 7 days and a 20% chance of developing over the next 48 hours. Laura Ricardo, how are you doing? The tropics are keeping me busy, no doubt about that. Disturbed weather over the Florida Keys, broad low is expected to develop in the central and or western Gulf of Mexico, and we could get a brief TD in the western Gulf of Mexico. Boy, I'll tell you what, Texas does need some rain. Harry, Dina, and Debbie, and Mary Bitar, Roger, Ramakan, looking pretty good. Kristen, Carbonell, good to have you there. So that, again, chances are going up for development on that. Let's head a little bit to the east now of there into the Caribbean. And if there's one wave that may concern me the most, it might be this one right here. This is going to move west, west, northwest. Starting to see some good outflow upstairs over this. And as it moves off towards the west, northwest, some of the models are trying to pull this to the north over Hispaniola and then up towards Bermuda. Now, we'll have to wait and see how strong this front is by Wednesday to see what, if anything, is going to happen with this feature. My gut's telling me that we need to watch this one. Again, broad low near the Windward Isles. Squally weather, some rain, some heavy rain, and again, a TD could form the next couple of days with this particular feature right there, moving west-northwest at about 10 to 15 miles out. This is the one that, again, I want to show you the computer models tonight, and you see a lot of them go right over Hispaniola. The UK Met goes over Kingston and then Cuba, so we'll have to wait and see. Melinda Marcard, good to have you right there. Julian Palacio, it does, and Julian, you know, we saw that with Dorian a couple of years ago, so that's certainly something that can happen, and you certainly need a pretty decent front. And there is one that is forecast to move into the southeast here, and I'll show that to you here in a second. But so again, when we see a sharp turn like that, our eyes bulge because we always are concerned that might be a track that doesn't verify, but it could, and I'll explain why here in a second. Let me go through the rest of these features. There's TD6, looked really good earlier. Nice little spinning and churning there. Now it appears to have lost some oomph. But it is the 6th depression of the season. It's going to be short-lived, and a little bit of upper-level wind shear may take over on this one. There's a look now at 6. Currently moving off towards the west-northwest at 16 with winds of 35 miles an hour. And again, moving west, northwest at about 16 miles an hour. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right there. Yeah, let me see something here. Let me see, I'm looking up one thing on this, see what public advisory 35, no watches and warnings up. Yep. Next advisory is 11 o'clock standard time, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So there you go. Staying as a depression through that stretch. All right, the models on this one, for those that may be curious. Anna Maruf, There you go. Again, nothing that I'm too concerned with yet. Again, I just mentioned 2 minutes ago, we have to watch that wave in the Windward Isles. Lori Rivera, I got your back, girl. John Blackham, good to have you there. Appreciate you. Terry Lottie, there you go. 301 live viewers. So there, the 6 may not make it very far, though. It's struggling tonight. That's the bottom line right there with 6. All right, let's move along here. Let's get to B. This is the one that does look a bit more impressive tonight, seeing a little growth of thunderstorms. But notice the high clouds upstairs. There's a little bit of south-southwesterly winds here, but we still could get a short-lived TD out of this one before it weakens. Latest tracks on this one, pretty good agreement on this. West-northwest, and then eventually to the north as that front kind of bulges in towards Bermuda by the middle of the week. And then the latest wave that has just come off the coast here, Robert DeBrucki, Terry Lonnie. You guys know my motto, sharing is caring. The more people we can reach by you guys sharing these face live feeds, the more people we can put in the weather note. There's Jane Garrison, Sarah Miller, also in the house. Good to have you there, Sarah. Anna Marie. What's it next? I'm going to get to that here in a second. Great question. So there's a look. Now, this is not an invest. It's just a pretty healthy wave coming off the west coast there of Africa. Now, has a 30% chance of development. Now, I wanted to do a few things here for you. So there's a lot of activity out there. It's the African wave train, for sure. Yeah, Julian, there you go. You just read my mind. So I want you to look right there. We got that wave going into Texas. We've got the Caribbean feature right there, headed towards Hispaniola. Now, notice east of Atlanta. See that front? That's backing in through Bermuda. The Euro and the GFS both want to pull a front pretty far to the south, and look what it does. It takes that feature north of Hispaniola and the other features behind it and just kind of pull them away from Florida. And then notice behind the first front there on Sunday, right through Atlanta, another front is dropping on in. Again, that's important. There's more features there in the northwestern Caribbean, another feature coming in to the eastern Caribbean. So if we can keep this wave train of fronts coming on in, it could go a long way in helping us on out. But sooner or later, if you have 5-6 pieces, something's going to run the gap and miss the front. And you got to watch the northwestern Caribbean and these types of situations. See up towards Cancun right there, Havana, some building moisture right there. So a lot going on and a lot to watch. Here's a different way of showing the very same thing here. Russell Mullins, gotcha. Josephine Toms, gotcha. Jojo, hope you had a good Saturday. Dwayne Jenna, hope I said that right. It'd be nice to get that cold front through here, but that's not going to happen. Here's the Euro, just a water vapor. You can see there's Hispaniola, Haiti. There's that first front dropping in. Notice those features getting lifted to the north. And then another front dropping in, and you can see what it's doing. It's pulling stuff also to the north and the east. Now there's another feature coming through the Windward Islands again by Tuesday of next week. So a couple of fronts here. Let's hope these fronts do verify, because if they do, they could go a long way in protecting us from anything significant. Now, let's switch gears and take a look at the GFS. Amy Moreno, Orange City, listening in. We got you, girl. Thanks for popping in, yo-yo. Robbie Jensen. And don't forget, if you're new to the feed tonight, give us a follow, give us a like, and share. In times like this, we want to get the word out. We want more people to keep checking back in, stay tropically aware. There's the GFS. A little stronger feature there on the GFS coming through Hispaniola. But look at the front dropping on in. And a couple more features behind that. See what that first front does? It pulls everything north and east, and then there's that secondary front. Doesn't make it as far south as what the Europeans doing, but needless to say, it's yet another front. So, and look at that feature there near Bermuda. Another front dropping in. Hopefully that will steer that one to the north. A little bit of moisture bulging up there near the Bahamas over Cuba. That would be another feature. That would be another thing we got to watch. And that looks wet. GFS looks incredibly wet. Let's do the side-by-side. Big fan of that. Robert's already thinking about Yakutsk. He started the tropics. Paula, thank you for sharing. Rick Tays, Ellen Weldon, Lulu Amore. Good to have you there. All right, so here's the GFS Euro GFS, good agreement there with that TD tonight. And then there's the GFS with Invest 90. Europeans not on board with that. And then there's another feature next Thursday, next Thursday. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. And there you go. So lots of little blips and pieces there that we're going to have to watch. And we're definitely going to get a couple names out of this, it looks like. So here we go. Emily, Franklin, and Gert. We could get 3 names here pretty quickly. There's no doubt about that. Bill Litton, you're welcome there, Bill. Robert DeBucky, Bobby. Let's see here. Mets. Bottom of the 4th. What? Let's see here. So Don was the last name storm. Emily, Franklin, and Gert. Emily, Franklin, and Gert. There you go. Indoors 2 for 2. McNeil's 2 for 2. Stewart hit another home run. Wow. Segna's gone 4 innings. All right, so the Mets are winning again. How about that? Stay awake. Sorry, Paul. Late night last night. Paula, and Paul. Yep. All right, so there it is. Emily, Franklin, and Gert. Emily, Franklin, and Gert. There you go. The next 3 names on the list. So, Amy, I just ate a big meal. Every time I eat, I come on and do my Facebook Live. So there you go. Tony, El Nino is developing, Brian, and it is going to have an impact on the hurricane season for sure. It already is, but it is a little bit slower to develop, so that's why we need to watch it very, very diligently. So there we are right now, climbing that mountain there, getting in towards the peak of hurricane season, which is September the 10th, just a couple weeks out from now. Barbara Gill, that will do it, says Paula. Yep. All the acute numbers are indeed coming on in. Yes, indeed. All right, so let's take a look at the 7-day. I know you guys are curious about that. Higher rain chances tomorrow with that wave going by, pulling some of that Atlantic moisture. I'm going to get to that here in a second. Anything about Savannah, Ragsdale? Right now, I'm leaning towards no, but we still need to watch that Caribbean feature there. 90, 94, 94, 93, 92, 93, 94. 60, 10, 10, 30, 40, back down to 10, 20. So then Wednesday, Thursday is that backdoor front. Anything, there you go. Amen, yeah. Stephen Brashada. Good to have you back, Stevie P. Hope you're doing well. All right, let's take a look at the radar and then kind of show where that wave is and what could or could not be happening. So there we go. Little thunder, little lightning there into western Marion County, approaching Denellen here, building off towards the west. Other than that, fairly quiet, although there are some more Atlantic showers now beginning to pick up here with our tropical wave that's coming through South Florida right now. So we can actually pull this like right there. Pretty far to the south, but there it is. Now, on the national perspective, there's Hillary, very impressive looking right there as it moves to the north. Rain going to be shooting up north here and expanding northward. You can see Arizona, eastern California right there, watching that. And this wave here, I mean, you can see got some banding here going on. That looks pretty interesting there all of a sudden. No doubt about that. And then there's that one little feature right there. There's a little bit of wind shear here. Not sure if you noticed it. You can see a little bit of wind shear going that way. And then a little bit of wind shear going this way over that feature. So just a few things we're noticing. So this trough to the north of Hillary is going to take this feature and sling it between the low and the high, right through California, Nevada, and western Arizona. So that's what we're going to get there. Doing great. Got you, Stevie P. All right, well, we still love you. I'm glad you're in now. California's okay right now, but it's going to be going downhill, as I am sure, well aware of for folks out that way. All right, temps nationally here, going like this. Cool in the northeast, cool in the northwest, hot in the middle. There's Sacramento at 90. And then when we take a look north of the border here, here's what we got. 41 in Point Barrow, 48 in Nome. You can see some cooler air now as we get up towards northern Canada. As we get towards now the middle and latter half of August, the days are getting shorter up there. They're still long, but as the nights get longer, the air starts to get colder, and we're starting to see a reflection of that across Alaska and northern Canada. So just FYI. Tony forgot I was working today when again. That's okay, Yukon. We still love you. Brian, I'll tell you what, if this thing in the Caribbean or Gulf get any better, they'll start doing that. In fact, let me see something. Let's see. They're going into Hillary. 3 flights into Hillary. Let me see something here. Okay, so tomorrow they'll go into the Eastern Caribbean AL90. They're going to do that tomorrow on the 20th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So there is a flight scheduled for tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just FYI, that's the plan of the day. There you go. Tomorrow, they're going into this one tomorrow. There you have it. There you have it. All right. Baker Lake, Thompson 59, hot in the center of the United States, cool up in the northeast, cool in the northwest, 73 in Guatemala City. Danny Watkins, good to have you there. It should help, yeah. Haley Jade, good to have you there, girl. I wish, she says. What do you wish for? I missed that part of the conversation. What are you wishing for, Haley? Roxanne, Ashlaw O'Connor. Brad, I think there is a chance that it's going to go. I think it's going to develop. In fact, I was just telling everybody, Hurricane Hunters have a flight scheduled now for 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon to go into Invest 90, just FYI. Invest 90. So there you go. All right, there's the temperatures there. 90 right now in Kingston, 82 in Santo Domingo, 84 in San Juan, Caracas coming in at 82, Bogota 61, Manaus 82, La Paz, Bolivia 46, Buenos Aires is at 54. Look at Punta Arenas coming in at 37 degrees. Cape Town 54, Luanda's at 90, Niamey's at 79, Cairo's at 70, Paris is at 66, Oslo is at 59, and Moscow 66, Surgut 54, Bratsk 50, Chile, and then Yakutsk 61 degrees. Yukon so close. DeLand, Florida's in the house. David Drake, D Squared is in. Michelle, Michael, good to have you guys. Brianna. Alabama, as of right now, Alabama is safe, Brianna. So there you go. There you go. Way too early, says Colleen. Paula, he's hanging in there. It's good days, bad days. We're keeping a close eye on him. Still high, Jim. Still high. Miriam Fugere. Yes, I'll go there in a second. Bobby from Bellevue's in the house. Palm Coast here. Julian, you're very close. Let me finish the world tour. 88 Hong Kong, 77 in Cairns, 48 in Perth, 55 in Hobart, 63 in Christchurch. There's a look at Hawaii, 87, 89, 86, and 84. Rain chances tomorrow, Brian. Carib do go up. Let's show you Futurecast here real quick. Here's Futurecast. 7 o'clock, few coastal showers, few storms. Not terrible, but you can see there with that wave developing. Actually, does look a little bit drier than earlier. Just FYI. So there's tomorrow. Tiffany Brienne. Tiff, good to have you there, girl. Suni Jefferson. Love that. Port Jefferson. Brian Keller. Thomas Perry. Look at that. Low 90s tomorrow. All right. Somebody wanted to see the tropics again. So if you're just getting in, there you go. 20 and 50% now on that wave in the getting ready to move into the Gulf of Mexico. 50 to 70 now on that wave in the Caribbean. Our TD struggling tonight, TD6. 70% on that feature there, north and east of 6. And rain is not going to be going towards Alabama, at least not from that tropical wave. But there is a front that may drop in, help you out. Paul, you take care. Have a great night. Thanks for popping in. They come in between 9 and 9:30. So we'll get those new model tracks here for you in just a little bit. All right, so the one that I think we need to watch for Florida anyway, not that it's coming here, is this feature right here. Now the models want to turn this through Hispaniola and Haiti, and pretty abruptly, I might add. Anytime we see that, you know, we're careful, we're mindful to make sure you guys keep watching it. Let me see what the clock says. Let's see here. About 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes away?
Yeah, if there's no stoppage in play.
Okay, so we're probably about 10 minutes away.
Yeah. Good evening, Rick Myers, Yukon Capo. Good to have you there. There's a look at the models there with Invest 90. And the models do want to develop this, so we'll see. We shall see. So that's the one I think we need to watch. Now, again, the reason for the curvature is there's a front that drops in during the day Wednesday and Thursday. And with that backing on in, it's forcing that to be pulled north and east. And then there's another piece that comes in right behind that. So there's like a wall, two fronts acting as a wall. Now the GFS has a front too. Colleen, that's one of the plausible scenarios. Linda Crook is in the house. So here's the GFS. Look what it does. Has a front. Pulls everything north and east. It has a second front. But that second front, not as strong as the European. And you can see a little bulge of moisture there, Cuba, Miami, the northwestern Caribbean. Something that the GFS may be hinting at, saying, hey, look, you know, watch that area on the tail end of that front. Tropical models, good agreement there on that feature, which is Invest 98. And then there's the GFS with that feature coming out of the Caribbean, then that next wave. So, again, a couple of pieces there, but no real good lock-in over a long period of time, which I'm okay with. So there we go. All right, I'm going to wrap it up with, again, let me do this real quick. The next name, Storm, somebody was just asking that. It's Emily and then Franklin Gert. E, F, and G. Emily, Franklin, and Gert. We'll leave it on the 7-day. There you go. 90, 94, 94, 93, 92 is the front backs in. 93, 94, Friday, Saturday. There you go. All right, guys, I'll be back tonight at 10 on the CW18 and again at 11 on West 2 News, and of course halftime of this Bucks Jets game here in the next couple minutes. All right, guys, Take care. Have a great night. Stay safe and enjoy your night and your Sunday. I am off tomorrow, by the way, just FYI. All right, take care, guys. See ya.